First, thank you to our Piper, Bruce Cummings, for that wonderful introduction and walk processional into our room here. I'm Dr. Maria Bierman-Fote. I have the honor of being the EMS training coordinator here at Eugene Springfield Fire. Welcome to all of those who have never been here before, and welcome back to anyone who has been here before. We're here to celebrate the graduation of EMS Academy number 6. I'd like to thank our elected officials for the City of Eugene, Sarah Maderi, and for Springfield, Nancy Newton, for their continued support in this program. Thank you all for taking the time to be here with us to celebrate this phenomenal milestone that these folks have achieved. We're currently live streaming this ceremony so that any family and friends and our on-duty crews can help join us in the celebration. And for our on-duty crews, we know that you have incredibly busy shifts, so please be safe out there. My apologies to anyone else that I failed to mention. It wasn't my intent to overlook you. Today is an acknowledgement of the tremendous dedication and effort that each of these individuals has put forth to be successful. The Academy wasn't easy and consisted of EMS education all day, every day, for the entirety of 7 weeks. These recruits had the additional challenge of trying to absorb as much information as we normally teach in paramedic school over a course of a couple of years in this very short amount of time. And compared to the traditional dual role fire academy of 14 weeks, the single role academy is only 7 weeks, so half the time. We expected a high level of performance from them despite the shorter time frame, and they met this challenge head on, diligently worked to learn the lessons and practice their performance in order to reach today's milestone. Today is also an acknowledgement of the Eugene Springfield Fire single role EMS program continuing to grow in size and meeting the original vision of developing a pathway for non-firefighters to serve their community during times of crisis. It's an amazing privilege to be in a position to serve another human on one of their worst days. This privilege is not taken lightly. And as our call volume continues to increase, single role positions focused on medical and trauma emergency care ensure that we're providing balanced attention to all aspects of an emergency response. Today's an acknowledgement that these past 7 weeks are only the beginning of what we hope to be a lengthy career of public service. Those that find meaning and purpose in this line of work may experience 20 to 35 years under their belt by the time that they retire. While that span of time may seem like such a faraway point in the distant future, I promise you that that time will pass faster than you expect, and retirement will feel like a surprise that you didn't see coming. It's been a privilege to teach and mentor each and every one of you, especially at the start of something so amazing and wonderful. Though today is about these recruits, an academy would not be possible without the hard work invested by our training and support staff. And I'd like to take just a few moments to recognize them, because they are equally responsible for the success of each of these recruits. So as I say your name, if you're in the room, please stand so we can acknowledge you. EMS Instructor Ettinger, EMS Instructor Job, Fire Engineer Ned Kelgard, if he's in the room, Program Specialist Dana Giles, Single Role Medic Kylie Weiser. She's already standing. Fire Engineer John Hoagland, Fire Engineer Dan Musin, EMS Captain Amy Klein, EMS Captain Tony Casada. Thank you. It truly takes an amazing group of dedicated individuals to conduct an academy, but we unfortunately do not have enough time to publicly thank all the members of our team. When you get a moment, please see the back page of your program for the full list of everyone that has helped make today possible, and thank you to everyone on this list for everything that you did to support these recruits. I appreciate everything you did for us. I'd like to introduce our first keynote speaker, Chief Hewell.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of Eugene Springfield Fire, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduates from Eugene Springfield Fire EMS Academy number 6. Good morning. It's an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate this significant achievement. The graduation of these exceptional individuals who have worked tirelessly to earn their place in the ranks of public service, and more specifically at Eugene Springfield Fire, are here today. Today is not just the culmination of months, but for some of you, years of intense study, hands-on training, and emotional growth. It's the beginning of a new chapter in each of your lives, but also in our community as well. To the graduates, first let me say congratulations. You've endured challenges that many will never face. You've emerged stronger, smarter, and more prepared than ever. Your journey here has been a testament to your commitment, your resilience, and passion for service. Each day of this academy was an opportunity to learn not just technical skills, but life skills. Skills that will define the way you respond in a moment of crisis, how you can bring calm to chaos, how you can serve with compassion, and how you face the uncertainty that each call you will run, knowing you may hold someone's life in your hands. You've learned more than just how to respond to calls, operate equipment, or perform medical interventions. You've learned what it means to be part of a team. You've learned how to trust, how to support, and how to rely on one another. Every drill, every scenario, every hour spent in training was not just becoming an EMS professional, but it was about becoming a part of something greater than yourselves. A part of our community that relies on your courage, your expertise, but most of all, your caring and compassion. Today, you join a long-standing tradition of EMS professionals who have stepped forward to serve our communities, and while acting under the pledge of first, do no harm. The badge you will wear is more than just a symbol of our training. It's a promise to your community that you will do whatever it takes to help those in need. And that promise comes with responsibility. The responsibility to act with integrity, to keep learning, to maintain the high standards of care, and above all, to never lose sight as to why you chose this path of service, and that's to make a difference. I would be remiss if not to acknowledge the family and friends who are here today. Your support has been instrumental in this graduate's success. You've been there through the long nights, the early mornings, and the moments of doubt. You've shared in their triumphs, and you've helped them persevere through their challenges. Today, this celebration is much about them as it is you. As you step forward in your role transitioning from recruit to probationary, always remember that you're part of something larger than one individual. The work you will can be difficult and exhausting. There'll be moments of fear, uncertainty, and certainly frustration. But there will also be moments of some incredible fulfillment. The joy that comes with saving a life, from bringing comfort to a family, and from knowing that your efforts make the world a better place. Remember, small things matter. You're entering a field that demands not just skill and strength, but heart. And I have no doubt that each of you possesses the qualities needed to excel in the difficult and rewarding work ahead. In closing, I want to leave you with this thought. Your purpose is the intersection of your talents and our community's needs. You are prepared, you're qualified, you're ready. Your purpose will be needed again and again when your community calls upon you. Congratulations, EMS Academy 6. The world is waiting. And we're so proud of you all and what you've achieved. Go out there, do what you've been trained to do. Never forget the reason for starting this journey, to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hewell. Our next speaker is the EMS Chief for Eugene Springfield Fire and frequently serves as an instructor and presenter for our academies. It's my pleasure to welcome my boss, Chief Campy, to the podium.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Joanna Campy. I'm the EMS chief here at Eugene Springfield Fire, and I'm not the only EMS chief now, which is pretty amazing. When I think about 21 years ago when I started, there was only one EMS chief, and now there's two. And I have had the opportunity to work alongside my colleague for quite some time and mentor him. And I couldn't be more proud of him today, just like I am just super proud of all of you. You're serving in my community. I live here. And that makes it even more important that we impart wisdom and knowledge to you, because you may, at some point, respond to my family. And I know that you are the best. We've trained you. And I know that you will go forward and do good things. But your learning doesn't end here. It really is just the beginning. When I see you as the past, the present, and the future. And the values of this organization come from tradition. Teamwork. You should all know these. Teamwork. Be the team member that you would want to work with. When you come to work each day, think about that. Be who you want to work with. Lead from the top. Telling people what to do, leading from the side, showing people what to do, leading from the bottom. All of that is about leadership, and you have all of those qualities inside of you. It starts now to be a leader for the future. But teamwork is a shared success, and failure teamwork is shared success and failure without individual blame. So please remember that. This job is about teamwork. Accountability. Hold yourself accountable before you expect others to be accountable. Set the example of what you want to see. The community trusts that you are there, and like stars on a cloudy day, they may not see you, but they know that you are there. They trust that you will come. Be there when they call. Be ready. Respect. Give others respect, and they will respect you. It's the golden rule. Don't let it be tarnished under your watch. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Give respect to your colleagues. Service. Serve the community. Take gratification in the opportunity to serve. Not everybody gets the opportunity to do what you will do in our community. Make sure that you cherish that. Integrity. Be honest always. Have strong moral principles to do the right thing. I say it often to my family, do the right thing. There are two rules that I live by in my life. One is do the right thing, and number two is always do the right thing, even when the right thing is very hard to do. Stand up. Adaptability. Change in EMS and the fire service is always happening. It will continue to happen. It will continue to go on, but we must stay adaptable because there are things that sometimes we cannot change, but we have to adapt to what those things are. We have to continue looking for the next thing also. We can't practice medicine like we did 20 years ago. We need to continue to learn and do better. Adaptability. Our brothers and our sisters in the past created these values for us in this organization, and we work alongside our brothers and sisters that emulate these values. And now it is the time for you to carry them forward. When you wear our badge, it means you will do your best. And as Maya Angelou said, who is an American poet, if you don't know that, she said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. It's a statement of learning, continuing to learn. When your best isn't good enough, learn more and do better the next time. We will be in an opportunity to continue to learn. This morning, as I was thinking about the words that I would say to you to motivate you into the future, I glanced at my stack of books on my bedside. I had a whole bunch of them. I'm sure that they're just towering, ready to fall over. But a few of them in there, in the stack are, one is Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. Her message in this book is, we generally have admiration for the people who get on stage or get into the ring to perform for us or step up as leaders. We appreciate their ability to be vulnerable and put themselves out there. We actually have appreciation for that. This is about when you are looking at a promotion or taking on more responsibility in your department, people generally have admiration for people who do this. Be vulnerable and take a chance. Next book, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life by Daniel Amen, who's a physician, a neuroscientist. In this book, it empowers us to focus our thoughts, and if we are headed into a place of negative thought, we alone can control the ability to chemically change the way we feel by changing our thought process, by forcing oneself to think about something positive. Don't forget that. The power of positivity is real, and it lives within you. This book, You're Not Listening, as I showed this to somebody earlier there today, they were like, oh, I know a few people who could use this book. And I want to read this passage to you. This relates to today. In social situations, we pass around a phone to look at pictures instead of describing what we've seen or experienced. Rather than finding shared humor in conversations, we show one another internet memes and YouTube videos. And if there is a difference of opinion, Google is the arbiter. If someone tells a story that takes longer than 30 seconds, heads bow, not in contemplation, but to read text, check sports scores, or see what's trending online. The ability to listen to anyone has been replaced by the capacity to shut everyone out, as particularly those who disagree with us or who don't get to the point fast enough. People get lonely for the lack of listening. Psychology and sociology researchers have begun warning of an epidemic of loneliness in the United States. Experts are calling it a public health crisis, as feeling isolated and disconnected increases the risk of premature death as much as obesity and alcoholism combined. The negative health impact is worse than smoking 14 cigarettes per day. Indeed, epidemiological studies have found links between loneliness and heart disease, stroke, dementia, and poor immune function. We need to listen to each other. Lastly, this book, which was published in 1978, which was given to me by my first fire chief. In this book, it says, I want you to know, there were no disasters before 9/11 in my world, because that was the first real disaster that I ever knew about. But when I read this passage, I was like, oh, there was disasters before that. I hate to admit procrastination, but this book has been 40 years in compilation. Ever since August 18th of 1936, when I joined the Los Angeles Fire Department and commenced to jot down lessons learned in responding to all kinds of emergencies, a practice I continued to follow as a naval officer during a couple of wars. In making such notes, it was my goal to pass along someday a summary of experiences which might benefit other members of emergency services, supplemented with helpful ideas obtained from others and gleaned from numerous publications accumulated over the years. If I were to summarize in a few words the most important suggestions that might be offered anyone desirous of achieving success in disaster control, I would have to agree with our late President, Lyndon Johnson. Do you guys all remember him? I don't. Lyndon Johnson said, "Learn to make the right decisions." When asked how one learns to make the right decisions, he said, by experience. And when asked how one can get experienced, he replied, by making wrong decisions. Someone once defined experience as something which enables you to recognize a mistake when you make it again. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, disasters do not occur so frequently that an officer can afford to depend upon his own experience to learn how to make the right decision when taking command at the scene of a catastrophe. Probably the next best alternative is to learn from the mistakes of others who have been confronted with similar situations, and by developing plans which will prove beneficial when the need arises. In disaster control, planning it is not wise to play it by ear. Unless specific objectives are planned, effective control is not apt to be accomplished. Whether you are firing a rifle or formulating your plans, the same observation applies. He who aims at nothing is almost sure to hit it. When I think of these two things together, really important. We need to be listening to each other and the people who have gone before us with the experience. If we do not take that into consideration, we will be aiming at nothing. We need to be careful and really listen. Your experience working online at Eugene Springfield Fire as a single-role EMS professional starts today. Listen to those who have gone before you. Share your experiences with the people that are already here, and prepare yourself to mentor those that will come after you. Serve on committees, teach classes, see your desired reality. There are no shortcuts, and your life will only get busier. To the families of these EMS professionals, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for supporting all of them and giving your love to all of them to help them reach their goal. We need good people to work in EMS and be the next generation to take over on the streets. They will need continued support from you as they go through time. I can tell you from my house that sometimes they may seem like they are strict in regard to safety rules. Yes, once made my teenage children wear life jackets on a houseboat retreat with their church group for an entire week, and my kids were the only ones that had to wear life vests. But as a paramedic, I value life differently from those who have not experienced tragedy. I know how fragile we as humans are, and there is no rewind on life. But I would caution you, think twice about the life jackets for your teenagers on a houseboat for a week. My kids did not forgive me in the moment, but they have since forgiven me now as they have both become paramedics. Gandhi gave us many inspiring words throughout his life. I believe this is applicable today. Gandhi said, "Carefully watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Manage and watch your words, for they will become your actions. Consider and judge your actions, for they will become your habits. Acknowledge and watch your habits, for they shall become your values. Understand and embrace your values, for they will become your destiny." I asked my daughter, who's been a paramedic for just a little over 3 years, what she would tell a group of graduates today, and she said, tell them never forget why you decided to go into EMS, and don't listen to the negative talk of the people who are burned out. Resist becoming them. And this will be my last book reference, I promise. There's a children's book about a python named Verdi. In this book, a baby python goes out into the jungle, set for adventure, and is ready to take on the world. He meets 3 big old pythons and asks if they will go explore and play with him, and they all turn him down. They have very negative outlooks and discourage Verdi from exploring and playing. Verdi perceives that they are boring and no fun. Through the book, Verdi grows up and turns into one of those big green pythons hanging around in the tree. And when a young python stops and asks him if he would like to play, he thinks back to how he was treated when he was a young snake and decides to come out of the tree and play with the young hatchlings. As a new EMS provider, I challenge you not to become an old EMS provider, and always remember where you came from, learn from the trials and tribulations that you experienced along the way, but remember the feelings of excitement that you have today. I hope you all take away from Eugene Springfield Fire as much as I have and have a long, successful career here. I also hope that you inspire people around you to be their best. You are stronger together, and together we will have success as one organization. welcome to all of you. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, Chief Campy. That was wonderful. Next, I'd like to call instructors Ettinger and Job and Weiser to the podium to present the class address and awards.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me okay? Cool. Well, I will keep this short and sweet. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for being here today, from our command staff to our crews in the back and to, of course, the graduates up here. You guys have been through a lot these last 7 weeks, and I am very proud of all of the work that you guys have put in and the transformation that you have made from your first day, your first week, clear up to the very last week. Even in the last 2 weeks of this academy, I've seen tremendous growth and adaptability and preparedness for what's about to come. There's nothing I can say up here today that I haven't already told you. We've covered the 5 rules, finally. Took us a little bit to get there. Jeopardy was how we finally got to that 5th rule, 4th and 5th rule, actually. But you all embodied them throughout the entire academy, the whole time. I was very happy to see that. You didn't get all of the rules up front, as I normally do in my academies. I was hoping that some of you would embody them ahead of time, and you absolutely did. Again, I'm very proud of the work that you guys put in, and I'm very excited to see you guys out there on the line and see what you can do. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate you.
Hello, everyone. I also want to thank everyone for being here, our command staff for all their support throughout this academy, and the commitment to this department. These academies are, it's the collective contributions of everybody that makes these successful. Thank you to the families, again, for supporting these graduates. They couldn't have done it without you. I please ask you that you continue that support as they start their journeys here at Eugene Springfield Fire. To the graduates, congratulations. 7 weeks of long days, hard lessons, and maybe a few moments when you wondered what you signed up for. Yet here you are at graduation, ready to step into your role as part of Eugene Springfield Fire. You know this job isn't easy. It's not just about memorizing protocols or nailing perfect technique. It's about showing up day after day for people who need you. Even when you're exhausted, the scene is chaotic, and you've got nothing left. Maybe a little coffee. Care deeply about what you do, because that care shows in your work. And our work is people. That makes it important. Never stop learning. Keep practicing and pushing yourself to be better. Remember, practice doesn't make perfect. It makes permanent. So do it right. Thank you for your hard work and sacrifices over these past few weeks. It's been an honor and privilege to be one of your instructors. I also look forward to seeing you guys out in the field and look forward to working with you. Thank you, guys. At this time, we are going to present the Karen Anderson Award. This award is going to go to the person who embodies the spirit that Karen Anderson brought to this department. Those who've had the distinct privilege of getting to know who Nurse Anderson is knows just how meaningful this award is. This person demonstrated great compassion, empathy, pride, joy, leadership, and skill in everything they did. It is our privilege to present this award to Rebecca Nichols. Congratulations, Rebecca.
Rebecca also had the best quips of the entire academy. She is sharp-witted, but knows how to do it respectfully and good timing.
Thank you, instructors. And thank you to Kylie. She didn't realize I was going to call her up here. We got to borrow her as the third instructor this academy. Next is the oath of office. Chief Hewell, please do us the honor of conducting the oath of office. Recruits, please prepare to receive the oath.
Go. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ryan Phillips,
Do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
that I will faithfully perform
that I will faithfully perform
the duties of emergency medical services provider,
the duties of emergency medical services provider,
that I will strive to conserve life,
that I will strive to conserve life,
alleviate suffering,
alleviate suffering,
promote health,
promote health,
and act for the good of the community,
and act for the good of the community,
that I will uphold the rules
that I will uphold the rules
and regulations of this department,
and regulations of this department,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my position.
the duties of my position.
Thank you, Chief Hewell. Chief Campy, Chief Chase, Instructor Edgar, and Job already in position. Please come up and prepare to present the badges. A little about what you're about to see for the rest of you. Chief Campy will be calling upon each recruit and the support person that they've selected to pin on their badge. And my understanding is the 9 support people just found out this morning that you have this privilege, so congratulations. So on each recruit's shirt, there on the left breast are some little eyelets. You're just gonna slip the pin of the badge in through the top eyelet. Don't worry about trying to get it through the second eyelet and trying to pin it. It's impossible when somebody else is wearing the shirt. So just go ahead and put it through the top one. The recruits will manage the rest. Once the badge has been pinned, we're gonna ask you to turn, where our lovely photographer, Janelle, will be taking your picture. And then the support person can go back and return to your seat. Recruits, please remember to come over to the instructor table so we can also individually congratulate you.
The tradition of the badge in the fire service dates back to the Crusades. There are lots of symbols on our badge. The first is the Maltese cross. It represents loyalty to serve citizens who are in danger and a willingness to sacrifice personal safety to do so. The next is the seal. It is the center of the scramble. It represents a dedication to always be prepared and a promise to be ready to go on a moment's notice. Third is the bugles. The bugles on the badge represent leadership and acting in a way that others can follow. The badge represents our unfettered access to public trust. Fire and EMS personnel are the only ones who can enter the homes of citizens without a warrant or express permission. This is because fire and EMS personnel arrive on the scene during an emergency, and citizens trust fire and EMS personnel to care and protect them and their families when in need. It is critical that we keep the public's trust sacred. There are a few times in your career that a badge is presented to you. The first is graduation from the academy, and after that, it will only occur when you have earned a promotion. It is an outward symbol that you are part of our department. Kelsey Ames, will you please come forward? She has selected her mother, Darcy Pettyjohn, to pin her badge today. Next, Michael Baldwin. Michael has selected his partner, Mickey Boyd. Brad Bennett. Brad has selected his father, Brian Bennett, to pin his badge. Next is Ryan Carr. Ryan Carr has selected his partner, Jerry Brooks. Next is Dylan Levy. Dylan has selected his mother, Mojan Shapiro. Next is Rebecca Nichols. Rebecca has selected her father, Charlie Nichols, to pin her badge. Matthew Rice. Matthew has selected his wife, Edith James, to pin his badge. Evan Salone. Evan has selected his mother, Shawnee Sloan, to pin his badge. Lastly, Denton Weatherall. Denton has selected his mother, Heidi, to pin his badge. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Chief Campy, and everyone helping with that. This is our 6th Academy, so we've got this orchestrated fairly well on the not getting ourselves stuck with the pins also. It has been a wonderful experience witnessing each of you receive this honor and being so close to the first day of operating as a full-time member on the line, which I think for some of you might be tomorrow. Eugene Springfield Fire is a proud organization steeped with traditions and the time-honored values of teamwork, accountability, respect, service, integrity, and adaptability. It's because of these values that my challenge to each of you sitting before me today is to do everything that you can to continue learning and growing as an emergency medical clinician throughout the entirety of your career, regardless of whatever rank you hold or achieve, because that's what you are. You're a clinician. We may refer to it as teching out on the line, but it's so much more than that. Like a physician who takes in all aspects of a patient's situation to develop the best care plan for that patient, you are that person. As that initial medical expert, you are the key component of a much larger, complex, patient-centered care system. Take and keep control of your own mindset throughout your career. Be the one that stays true to our mission of caring for the community, and don't let yourself fall into complacency. Remember that you're going into this line of work to save lives. So these calls are your time to shine. Be the one that commits to reviewing protocols regardless of how busy the shift has been, so that you can be best at your craft. Be the one who's able to see the good and the bad so that you do what's right instead of what's easy. The public servant that can consistently control their mindset is the public servant that will enjoy a long, lengthy career and gain from it many fond memories instead of becoming bitter and disillusioned. Remember, you're the only one who can control what you know, what you do, and how you act. As the years go by, do your best to retain a high level of compassion and competency, which are just two of the characteristics of professionalism that we discussed in class. And it was so apt that Chief Campy talked about memes because my presentation was full of them. When the public calls 911, they expect the best of the best to help them in their situation. You are that expert who's been deployed to their side. You have the responsibility to be on your A game on every call of every shift while you're here. The public doesn't get a choice of who shows up when they call 911, so we owe it to them to be the best that we can be. Because remember, while firefighters fight fire and law enforcement are crime fighters, EMTs and paramedics are death fighters. It's an incredible honor to be in a position where what you do literally can give another human the gift of time. Keep in mind that though this may be your 200th time running a type of call, most of the time it's that patient's first and only interaction with 911. You will be representing each one of us that also wear the ESF emblem during these encounters, so make us proud, especially in those moments where others may lose their sense of compassion or patience. Sympathy means I feel for you. Empathy means I feel with you. But only compassion means I'm here to help you. And that's the entire reason that this department exists. This career isn't easy, but it's incredibly rewarding if you do it right. I encourage you to take the lessons that we've given you on being teachable, humble, and professional to guide you through the following days, months, and hopefully years. I and the rest of the training staff and support staff are looking forward to watching you continue to develop and grow within our department and seeing all that the future has to offer you. Congratulations to each and every one of you. For everyone else, I'd like to invite you all into the lobby here shortly to have some refreshments. And I know that you're all really excited to congratulate your recruit, but we have one more very important task that needs to be done right after this ceremony, and that is the taking of the class picture. I've learned the hard way that if we don't do it right away, it doesn't get done. So it's much harder then. So the recruits will be exiting first. Please remain seated, audience members, until just for a few more minutes. Feel free to applaud for them and cheer for them as they work their way out. But once they've left the room, you are welcome to exit the room and go to the lobby for refreshments. Recruits, please rise, turn and face the audience. Chief Hewell, I present to you EMS Academy number 6, ready for assignment.
Congratulations, EMS Academy 6.